Yes. Karibuni sana to this space. We're glad that you could join us today. On today's episode, we have so much lined up for you. So let's take a look at what we have. On Spotlight, we'll be having Brian Odinga as our guest, looking at his love for the arts. And then we'll take 5 and look at the whole question of why worship God. Then on Cheza Kiwewe, we look at Brian's passion for dance. So even as we start, sit back, relax, and get ready to enjoy this show, because this space starts right about now.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the show. I'm your host Gloria Kamikaze, and on today's episode we have a special guest whom some of you may know and some of you may not, but with that said, I'm going to let him introduce himself. So Tell us where you're from, your family, your name, because I'm sure some people don't know your name.
Yes. So I am the special guest, Brian Odinga. I come from a family of 8. We are 6 children, a mother and a father. Technically 9. I have a cousin. So we are 3 girls, 4 boys, including my cousin. So 7 children, 2 parents.
That's nice.
It's not as if you can have more parents, but yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Are you the firstborn, the lastborn, the middle child?
So I like to think I am the second born. The firstborn is my sister. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we are evenly spread. After me is my brother, then my sister, then my brother. Yeah, so I'm the second born.
Interesting. So, are you in school?
Yes, I'm in school currently, studying how life goes. Yeah, but according to 844, I'm done. Yes, I graduated in 2018 with a bachelor's degree in industrial chemistry. Yeah, the name sounds hard, but the course it's just another thing altogether. Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. So when did you join Mamlaka?
I joined Mamlaka through SALT. It is a campus ministry which I joined while I was in first year. Mm-hmm. What actually brought me to SALT was dance mainly, but I ended up sticking and staying for the long haul. Now I'm a resident member, that's when, and that one was in 2014.
Oh, so you joined Mamlaka in 2014?
Yes.
Okay, so you've been in Mamlaka ever since?
Yes, from 2014.
All right. So, as you know, this is a Christian, Yeah?
Yes, I know.
Okay.
And on that, I am proudly saved, and I really love God. Jesus Christ is my personal savior. I really love God, so I love telling people about God. Yes, and most people have the day which they were saved, but I think I was saved many times. So when I was in primary, so I can't pinpoint there is that date, but regeneration started then. So the day that I rededicated my life to Christ was in third year in campus. That one is in 2016. Yes, that's 2016. But yes, that's all I can say.
Okay, interesting. You've said you are in SALT.
Yes.
So, being a SALT member, what is the value of, being in the ministry that has helped you cope in day-to-day life, helped you with your growth and after now your studies?
Something that I really appreciated so much while about being in Salt is having a Christian community where you get to encounter people who love Christ, and they get to encourage you in your life, mostly in campus, because there are all sorts of people you meet around, but having a constant community that keeps you in check, that one I really appreciate it. Actually, I appreciated it more when I left campus, and you are now away from such a community. You don't have close friends who might close many friends as in the way you had in Salt, and now you have to try and live life in a different way amongst people who not necessarily know Christ, and you have to be an ambassador of Christ on your own as opposed to when you are in Salt. Yeah, I think I've explained it.
Yeah, you've explained it perfectly. Okay, as we know, all things comes with its positives and negatives. What are the challenges that you face being a Christian and now finishing your university and, you know, doing your everyday work?
Okay, the main challenge, so to speak, it's actually telling other people about Christ. It's easier when doing it in a group, but doing it personally, it's kind of hard, mostly living amongst non-believers, because when you live, for example, in a flat, not everyone is a believer. Yeah. So whoever becomes your friend and is not a believer, it is your mandate to tell them about Christ, and at times it becomes hard. I don't know why it is hard, and it is something that you really believe in and you love. I think it's something that comes with time, and it's a challenge, but I've also gotten to grow into it. Most people actually look at how you live, how you treat them, and then it sparks conversations, because they can easily talk to you just based on your character. They know you are easy guy. If they need any help, they know who to come to, and that's when you have an opportunity for ministry. But when your character is similar to theirs, then it becomes even more difficult. And then it begs the question whether you are truly an ambassador of Christ. Yeah, but the heartbeat is actually telling people about Christ. And even in your own family, because not all families, everyone is saved, but now telling your siblings to love Christ, and they know how you treat them. And if your parent is not saved, telling them to get saved, or to telling them the gospel, it's a space that's kind of difficult to navigate. Sometimes I prefer other people to come and tell them about such things, but it's
well, I can kind of relate. Okay, so do you have any hobbies, you know, things that you're doing now that you finished school?
Hobbies. Yes, I have hobbies. Yes, a lot.
Okay.
Anyway, but the main hobby is dance. I love dance, or technically I love anything art. So for my hobbies, I do anything artistic so long as I can do it. For example, singing, that one I cannot do it. So I just listen and appreciate good music. For the rest, like dancing, which I can try, I dance. I try drawing. I try learning instruments since I can't sing, at least to fill in the gap. I try do graphics design, and anything along arts. My current venture business requires you to have a keen eye on color. So I'm into manufacturing industry. I make soap, so liquid soap, multiple multi-purpose, hand wash, dishwash, all of different colors, which
Amazing.
excite me. But the main hassle is the detergency. Any detergent to clean whatever needs to be cleaned, I make. So that's the main hassle. But I also teach dance. Yes.
Okay. So the question of the day: if you were to meet your younger self, what advice would you give your younger self? Like when you joined campus and then now.
I will tell him, uko tu sawa, because I think my younger self helps me to meet God. That's my highlight of my young days. Because I wouldn't choose any other path. Because it has made he made me to be the way I am, and I love myself so much. If I were to change anything, I think I will become another person, which I don't know if I would have loved more. But I stick to the one that I know, the angel that I know.
Okay, amazing. So guys, that was Brand for you. And that was it for the Spotlight segment. For now, take 5.
My city, my city, my city. My city, my city, my city.
Hi everyone, and karibuni sana to yet another interesting segment called Take 5, where we take 5 minutes to address a question or concern pertaining to the Christian faith, both for believers and unbelievers. I'm Pascal, and I'm joined here by a good friend, Pastor Richard Vundi.
Yes.
How are you? I see you're copying me today with the
No,
colors here.
you are copying me.
You are copying me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for trying really hard. I'm doing well. By the way, I'm doing well. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you
These
too.
different sets. I don't know where you find them, but yes.
Well, the Lord provides. The Lord has provided.
Yes, you lost a mathematical set in Weimar. Here is a new set. Yes.
All right. So we want to take some time and just take 5, even as we address this question.
Okay.
So the past few weeks we've been looking at heaven, and the whole question of God comes into play whenever we consider subjects like these. So today's question, we are moving forward to look at, the worthiness of God in terms of our allegiance to Him, our service to Him, and our worship of Him. So we want to ask a question, probably is 2-part. The first part of this question is, what truly is worship? What does it mean to worship? And then secondly, is our God worthy of worship?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hey, well-fact questions right there, Pascal. Aside the first one, what is worship? I know we have that misconstrued view that worship is slavery. Here we are, users or misusers or abusers. We are here at your mercy, and there is that sense that when God demands our worship, sisi ni wanyonge, we have nothing to offer, we are useless, and use us as you deem fit, and at that point shy away from worshiping God. But true worship is this. Worship is given, has this root word of worship. It's giving your whole allegiance to someone or something that's worthy, that deserves it. For example, when I fuel at Shell petrol station, not yet market anyone, but if I fuel, let's take it seconds. If I fuel at Shell, and I take myself there each and every time, I have considered them worthy of my presence, my finances, my allegiance, in a sense, because over time I have trusted their product, and I give myself off, and I consider them worthy of my worship, in a sense. And so they have not coerced me, they have convinced me by the worthiness of their product and what they do, and I take myself there willingly, My allegiance is to them, my loyalty is to them. And we do that with almost anything and everything. And sadly, at times we do that to the wrong things. When we subscribe ourselves to sin, watching what we shouldn't watch, that's worship right there. When you view, pornography, it's because it's worthy of your body and your energy that you take yourself there. And basically, that is what worship is. Giving your whole self, your whole allegiance to something that's worthy in your own view, whether misconstrued or true. Yeah.
Interesting thoughts right there. So what makes God this being that is worth that, worth allegiance to, worth following, worth obeying, worth listening to keenly every now and then and doing what he wants?
Man, I wish we had take 1,000. That question right there needs more time than we have. But basically, what makes God worthy of my worship and my time and my everything is simply what I've stated early on. He's one who's proved true. In my lack of knowledge, my lack of faith, my lack of hope, my lack of anything really, he has proved to be faithful. I like that verse that keeps telling us that when we were faithless, God remains faithful because he cannot deny himself. He's one who stuck true, the unchanging, the immutable. That's unchanging, the immutable God who remains true. And I think all our lives we are walking around looking for something, someone that will remain true and will not change faces with the times. And we are seeking an image of God in everything, and we simply can't find it. Only if we stop one day and find out that God has it all and he's not changing. He'll be as just as he was back then in the old covenant, in the new covenant. He'll be as faithful, he'll be as loving. He is Father, he is King, he is Lord, he is friend. He is everything we are seeking in a spouse, in a product, all combined. There's no one else, nothing else could satisfy. Nothing more, nothing less, nothing else. And I believe that is why God is worthy of my worship, my allegiance, and I take myself to him not as a slave. In fact, as we conclude, I think we might add something. In John 15, Aki, if I get it wrong, my media team will help me, where God says, I no longer call you slaves, now I call you friends, because to friends he has revealed his whole self to them. John 15. Now he no longer calls us slaves or servants, we are sons. He has shared everything as a father would to his children, and he dies for his friends and he calls us into his fold. So that is why I believe God is worthy of worship.
Yeah, it's great. It's great that you mentioned that, because that very verse shows us a side of God that not so many things that demand our allegiance are to us. The things that require allegiance to us are not necessarily our friends. Like when you watch something that's not good, it's affecting you in a very bad way. When you sin, or when you pledge your allegiance to something less than God, it's actually giving you a raw deal right there, right? Because it ain't God. I think the fact that God is all these good things to us, he is loving towards us, I think that's a big one. You mentioned unchangeableness, and I think part of what is unchangeable about God is the fact that he loves us, and the fact that even his service that he demands from us is actually for our own good. That's part of what it means when he says he loves us and he does everything for our good, for we who love him. And therefore when he says, do this, serve me, obey me, it's because he knows that's the way for our good. And that for me, as someone who is not only concerned about the goodness of God, but even my own joy, I say, yes, indeed, this is something that will give me joy to serve God, and God becomes my joy, a joy like no other, and therefore is truly worth worshipping.
A parable you'd want to go listen to, the prodigal son. You'll learn everything you need to know about worship right there. He goes to seek out worship everywhere else apart from where he's meant to find it. And then the other son who remains and doesn't realize how much he had in store by being in his father's house. Go check it out. Let me not take too much of your time, but yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Pastor Richard. Well, there you have it. That was take 5 for myself, Pascal
Bundi,
Pastor Richard Bundi. Till next time, see you guys.
My city, my city, my city. My city, my city.
guys, welcome to another segment of the show. This is the Cheza Kiwewe segment, and I'm back with my guest. And as he said earlier, he is into the artistic, segment of the culture.
Yes.
Anyway, so we're gonna talk more about that. And
mini dancer. Yes, that's my main talent. Napenda.
okay, so ulianza kudance lini?
So I think nisikianga watu wenye walikuwa kick their mother's belly. Anyway, aside from I seriously started dancing in Form 2. That's when I discovered I really love dancing. After kuchochwa na watu Saikia High School nini, nikarudi home nikapata a church group called The Rock. I exist here, but that's where I started, and I've been growing ever since. Yeah, I love to dance.
Are you in any band or are you just dancing solo?
Yeah, so I am in a group. Yeah.
Okay.
I usually dance with any person when are willing and able. So I teach dance at times, but I also am in a project with a friend of mine called Sam. It's called the Dawn Project, and we are just a group of dancers from everywhere doing a project. It will be shown out soon, but that's what I'm doing now. Yeah.
Amazing. So you had it, guys, and before we choke with anticipation. Let's see what he got for us.
These are the characteristics of the character called Job. Nothing bad should happen to Job, right? Job is blameless, upright, fears God, shuns evil, has children, has property, has animals, tracts of land, has servants, has a relationship with God. Nothing bad should happen to Job, right?
Moving up and out, leave it all behind. The new life is what you find. Spaced out on an orbital station.
So guys, I hope you're enjoying the show this far, and as we're coming to the end of the show, this is the spaced out segment where we do fun things, enjoy ourselves. So on today's challenge, we're going to be joined by our Take 5 crew, and it's basically a dance mimicry, and our media will explain it to you better. Enjoy.
You are the God of miracles. You gave me joy and peace within, Lord. Yes, I have come to testify. No one can do the things you do. Always on time, you never late. I've got to stand and testify, Lord. This miracle.
Come on, stand up on your feet and say, we testify. We celebrate.
For all you've done, Lord, we give you all the praise.
Oh, we testify. We celebrate. Oh,
for all you've done, Lord, we give you all the praise.
Hey, we testify. We celebrate. Lord,
for all you've done,
everything you've
Lord,
done,
we give you all the praise.
we testify. We celebrate. Oh,
All you've done, Lord, we give you all the praise.
you stood by me.
You stood by me when no one could.
Come on, say you are the love.
You are the love that never leaves. I am here to testify, Lord,
Come on,
of how you took away my shame.
now listen.
You made something out of nothing.
Hey,
I can't deny your love for me.
I can't deny your love for
Lord,
me.
I'm in a loss for words.
I'm in a love for
My life is not the same again.
we testify. We celebrate for all you've done, Lord.
Lord, we give you all the praise.
Hey, we testify and we celebrate, yeah, for all you've done, Lord.
Lord, we give you all the praise.
Oh, we testify, oh, for everything, Lord.
For all you've done, Lord, we give you all the praise.
We testify, we celebrate, we celebrate, oh.
Lord, we give you all the praise.
Uneniheshimisha, Yesu. This is my day of victory.
For everything you've done for me, I gotta stand and testify.
Hey, uneniheshimisha, Yesu. This is my day to celebrate.
For everything you've done for me, I gotta stand and testify.
I gotta dance and testify. Come on, come on, come on. Elele, elele. Yeah. Oh, mudedeni wangu. Ah, Mungu wa majeshi. Mungu wa mapendo. Hakuna mwingine. Ah, umetenda mema juu yangu Baba.
guys, we have come to the end of the show. I hope you enjoyed. And as usual, when we end our show, we ask our guests quick fire hydrant questions. So yeah, he's only allowed to give us one word answer. Are you ready?
Yes.
So start. Do you think opposites truly attract?
Depends.
What's your Hogwarts house? Hogwarts house. ask, ask for permission or ask for forgiveness.
Forgiveness.
Do you think chemistry is instant or grows with time?
Grows with time.
Comfortable silences or non-stop conversations?
Comfortable silence.
Love or money?
Love.
Impulsive or methodical?
Impulsive.
TV shows or movies?
Movies.
Books or magazines?
Books.
Which is more preferable, being nice or being fair?
Being fair.
How does someone instantaneously get on your good side?
Being nice.
Okay. How about your bad side?
Being mean.
What's your vice?
Being a fool.
That was it for the show, guys. Hope you've enjoyed. As usual, click the subscribe button and tell a friend to tell a friend. Till next time. So, when did you start Mamlaka? Okay, when did you join Mamlaka? Sorry.
I actually started Mamlaka when I was in campus. As I joined Mamlaka.